Okay, now that my name is Cook4545, and welcome back to Trauma Center New Blood, and that's what we face off against a new type of stigma on Studio. And this one we're gonna go to Face Off. The next chapter is called... Oh, I don't know yet. Darkness in the Ore.
This is Mr. Nilsson, the president of Humani.
Nice to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine. I saw you on Miracle Surgery. The two of you are quite talented. As a leader in the field of medicine, I was deeply moved by your speech.
You're giving us more credit than we deserve. We couldn't have done it without Cynthia and Isabella's help.
Oh, don't be silly. It is we who are indebted to you. Because of your television appearance, our products have gained greater exposure.
So, are you here to show us your latest product?
No, nothing of the sort. I stopped by simply to express my gratitude. Are there any hockey fans in the room? How do box seats sound? Nice, Jack. We have to get back on the offensive. We can't let them dominate the puck. Being from Alaska, you must be a Blackhawks fan, huh, Dr. Vaughn?
Actually, I was only there for a brief stint, so
Care for some crab cakes? They're a specialty here.
I'll pass. Thanks, though.
Valerie, Elena, how about you two?
Sure, I'll try one.
Oh, they look delicious. Thank you.
I heard you all worked for Concordia in LA before you came here. You must be worried about Professor Wilkins.
We were transferred to Caduceus because of that incident. Unfortunately, he's still missing.
Has there been any progress in the investigation?
They believe the professor's disappearance is related to stigma.
That letter we received was pretty creepy. Who was it from? The FBI is trying to find out, but so far no clues.
He taunted us with his pathetic dribble. Even a chimpanzee could write a better letter.
A chimpanzee, huh? That's rather harsh. Oh, no! Not another offsides! Cynthia, please do whatever you can to assist our associates with their stigma research.
Yes, sir.
That was brutal. Did you see that? He hit him so hard his stick broke! Who was that? It wasn't the hammer, was it?
Sounds like he's groaning.
Yeah, looks like he hurt his elbow.
I can't just sit here. I have to do something. Dr. Vaughn, Dr. Blaylock, would you come with me, please?
Where are we going?
The promoter is a friend of mine. I'd like to introduce you to him. He'd be thrilled to meet two of our country's finest doctors.
Dr. Vaughn would be better for this operation.
Our patient, Mr. Gunderson, seems quite agitated. He said that he'll let us decide whether to use a general or a local anesthetic.
I wonder if our anesthetic will even affect him if he's that worked up.
Perhaps you could try using this. It's a powerful new anesthetic our company developed. It has a much smaller risk of side effects and allergic reactions than others currently on the market.
Is this anesthesia still being tested?
Good heavens, no. It's already been approved. It just hasn't been used much yet, so it's not very well known. I'd be thankful if it attracted some attention after being used on a sports celebrity like this.
Well then, we'll try out the anesthetic from your company. About the patient. His elbow ligament is torn, and a fragment of a hockey stick is lodged in his biceps brachii.
It's a wonder that he doesn't seem to be in much pain with a wound like that.
The objectives in this operation are to reconnect the ligaments and remove the fragment.
I'm counting on you all.
Like I said, Dr. Vaughn would be better with you in touch. I'll explain everything once we get into it.
Let's get started.
Let's begin the procedure. The anesthesia seems to be working well. Please begin by treating the external wounds.
All external wounds have been treated. Next, we need to make an incision and treat the torn ligaments in his elbow.
The ligament's completely torn.
So you have to manually stretch the ligaments to attach. You have to attach all four of them and then suture. Take that out and do the rest to the other two. Here, Marcus is going to touch would be better because I don't know if you'll be able to see it. You probably will, but he will start convulsion because of the new anesthesia. And if you don't reattach the ligaments right away, they will tear again. So if you just have all four, but you haven't sutured it yet, and he goes into the shock, it would tear again. Then you had to reattach him, and you would his health would go down a little bit.
And that stick fragment's embedded pretty deep.
It's completely penetrated the muscle, so we need to extract it carefully.
So Marcus, like I said, Marcus's healing touch would be better because if you're having trouble reattaching the ligaments and trying to suture before it convulses, then slowing down time would be better.
In order to treat the ligament, we will first connect the torn ligaments with the forceps and then suture them together. Keep that in mind during the operation. Alright, please continue with the operation. Pull it out and place it in the stick.
Huh? What's going on?
What would cause this sudden convulsing?
I don't
That's
know.
the convulsion.
There wasn't anything in his charts that would have suggested this. But we don't have a choice. We have to continue. Just be careful. We'll have to wait for the muscle. The ligaments need to be connected. You've connected all the ligament. Doctor, you're doing great. Let's wait until the convulsing
see.
subsides.
The vitals.
Can't continue the treatment while the muscle's convulsing. So temporarily halt the procedure if you notice any spasms.
This is going actually.
Those convulsions were really strong. Temporarily halt the procedure if you notice any more muscle spasms. This ligament has been treated. Let's move on to the others.
Why do I need to stop doing that?
2 ligaments have been sutured.
That was a bad one.
We're
Damn.
almost done. The ligaments have been connected.
That was a bad one.
The
I'm
stick
getting
fragment
so
has
much
been
better.
removed, and the wound it created has been treated. It seems the patient's convulsions have subsided. So let's try to finish up here. Okay, let's close him up.
You get stick, and the sheet gets stick. That was a lot of bad. That area is a bit finicky as well with the suturing.
I'll make a note about the muscle spasms that occurred during the operation, and we should receive a more detailed report from the lab in the next few days.
Could the convulsions have been caused by the new anesthetic?
We can't rule out anything at this point.
Well, we're finished here. Nice job.
Probably a C. I did mess up. One of them is no mistake, another one is do not tear the ligaments. Another one is timer, and probably a max chain.
It'll take about 6 months for you to fully recover. Your elbow was in pretty bad shape. I'm sure you'll heal fast, though, Mr. Thor the Hammer Gunderson.
Ugh, 6 months? I'll miss the rest of the season.
Are you experiencing any discomfort? Do you have any numbness from the anesthesia?
Well, my elbow's all jacked up, but other than that, I feel great.
You feel great.
Yeah, I beat the snot out of Woodman in my dreams. Wait till I get my hands on him for real. He's gonna be DOA.
We should report this to President Nilsson. He should know that there's a high probability the new anesthesia may not work if the patient's excited.
A lot of Marcus's healing touch is better than Valve's in a lot of situations for me. Misfortune strikes. It's in this one.
After careful analysis, we have discovered 2 unique characteristics of stigma. First, its genetic information is stored in a film-like architecture. That alone differentiates it from organisms such as ourselves, whose genetic code is stored in chains.
So it's like a 2-dimensional barcode then? As opposed to a regular barcode, which only stores information linearly?
The other unique characteristic is that it requires a special type of metal for growth. It only requires a minuscule amount, but without it, stigma cannot survive. I wish I could say the discovery was mine, but it's Cynthia who deserves the credit. It was her keen insight that led to the breakthrough.
And exactly what type of metal are you referring to?
Oh, I beg your pardon. It's a rare alloy known as collurium. It has attracted considerable attention as of late.
That explains it.
Explains what, Marcus?
Oh, nothing. I was just surprised to hear that, that's all.
Colurium is used in various fields, but primarily the medical industry. Although it's only been in use for 10 years, there are already numerous applications. Electrodes, as an ingredient in medicine, the synthetic heme for artificial blood. It's used in cutting-edge medical technology, to be certain.
I can't believe Kanai is missing an important conference like this. If it was me who wasn't here, I'd never hear the end of it.
Oh, I'm being paged. If you'll excuse me, ma'am. Let's go, Val.
I'll fill you in later on anything important you miss.
What's the situation, Elena?
There's been an accident. I think one of the patients is Dr. Tsuji.
What? Kanai?
One of the 2 patients being transferred here is in serious condition. He sustained multiple injuries and will probably require an emergency operation.
I'm sorry. I can't believe my stupid cousin.
It's all right, Kanai. Just take it easy. Seems like you may have sprained your neck. Let's have Dr. Everett take a look.
I'm sorry, Marcus. I should be the one operating on my cousin.
What are you talking about? Look at the condition you're in.
I said some harsh things to Kashiro this morning, so he must have been distracted, and it's all my fault.
Don't worry, your cousin will be fine. It's unlike you to fall apart at the seams.
Yeah, you're right. Marcus, Valerie, take good care of Kashiro for me, all right?
I'm gonna say this again. Marcus's hearing touch will be better than Valve's for this procedure.
The patient is a 31-year-old Asian male who was injured in a car accident. He sustained several internal injuries, including a burst liver, and we suspect he has a massive amount of internal bleeding.
I mean, with a burst liver, you suppose it's gonna be massive internal bleeding, but hey, I'm not a doctor.
We won't know for sure until we take a look inside. But depending on the patient's condition, we may need to focus on keeping his vitals up first.
I agree. We should treat the area and stop the hemorrhaging. Then we can wait and see what happens.
The objective of this operation is to treat the damaged liver. Let's do our best.
So Marcus's hearing touch will be better if you need that help.
Okay, let's get started.
So I'm gonna pick him just in case I need it. But usually I'm gonna try my best not to use it.
Let's begin the procedure. As I explained before, we expect there to be large amounts of hemorrhaging inside his body cavity.
That's abdominal
Be
cavity.
aware of the patient's vitals at all times during the operation. Okay, please open him up.
Let me just do this real quick.
As we expected, the hemorrhaging is quite severe. First, let's drain this blood and assess the situation. The patient's undergoing cardiac arrest. I'll ready the defibrillator.
I believe that's hemorrhagic shock with the amount of blood loss.
We have a pulse. But in this condition, he won't last very long if we continue.
You're right. We should wait until he's recovered a bit before we begin the main procedure. Let's treat the bleeding and the less severe injuries to control the damage. We'll also seal the injuries to the liver with synthetic membranes to keep it from getting worse.
So that's all you have to do. Make sure that the blood, because the blood will dissolve the synthetic membrane, so treat the wounds before treating the main injury.
Okay, begin if there's this much hemorrhaging.
Like this
the
one.
Injuries to his liver must be quite severe. Let's get the less severe injuries on. There's an irregularity on the EKG. Doctor, please be careful. His heart is fibrillating.
We have to stop.
The patient's undergoing cardiac arrest. Use the defibrillator to resuscitate. We have a pulse. Please keep an eye on his vitals as well.
What?
Let's see it by a EKG is showing an irregularity. Monitor his pulse. Luckily, the heart
Alright,
didn't begin
you can see defibrillation didn't
We
actually
have to
occur.
keep an eye on his vitals while we treat the bleeding. We're done treating the lesser injuries. He's fibrillating. I'll prepare the defibrillator.
What?
He's undergoing cardiac arrest. Use the defibrillator. We have a pulse. Continue the operation. Slowly sealing it will reduce the hemorrhage. You're halfway done, Doctor. We're almost there. Let's secure the injury has been completely sealed by the synthetic membranes.
If the heart just started fibrillating, I think the membranes would have been dissolved by the blood.
Close him up for now. We'll treat the rest of his injuries at another time.
But eject you. Oh. How was that cool?
Please close him up. Let's wait for the patient's condition to improve before we continue treating him. Great work, everyone.
There we go. Now, if you're having trouble with the pools of blood, Marcus's Sanitouch would be better, so slow down time and prevent that. I believe one of them was less defibrillations, and another one was probably less blood pool. Oh. Less membrane fell off, less defibrillations, and probably a timer. Nah, I'm getting seized every
There
time.
was severe bleeding, so we had to pack the liver.
It's possible he'll need another operation. We'll have to monitor his progress. It was fortunate that Kanae didn't sustain any serious injuries. From what Justin told me, it won't be long before she can return to work.
I hope she isn't straining herself.
And also, I received a call from the FBI regarding Professor Wilkins' case.
Any leads?
They want to run background checks on all the professor's personal and professional contacts. They must be feeling the heat now that the public knows about stigma. I'm concerned, though, about how the kidnappers may react. Well, hopefully they'll be behind bars soon.
I'm getting so many C's. Fade to black. I guess I'm gonna say Marcus's Sanitouch would be better in this one as well. Same reason for the pool's blood.
I read Cynthia's report, and needless to say, I was shocked by what she's discovered. Calorium is the cause of stigma?
It's a factor, sir, not the cause.
Try telling that to our customers. All they care about is whether or not it's a health risk. Many of our products use calorium. Without it, our subsidiary, Columba and Cornix, would be out of business. This kind of information could destroy our reputation.
Hold on, just calm down.
The problem here is not calorium, nor is it stigma, since it's actually not very contagious. It's those who are using stigma as a biological weapon that we should be worried about. We must educate the public to avoid a panic.
Yes, I see your point. But we have no idea who's behind all this. Anyway, I'll immediately allocate more resources to stigma research. Humani's reputation must be maintained.
His vitals are stable, but the test results don't look good. The blood gas analysis shows negative base excess. The ALT and AST values are high too.
Just as I thought. A follow-up operation is required.
You're gonna cut open my stomach again?
We weren't able to remove all of the damage to your liver. It would be dangerous to leave it.
Doctor, I'm used to dying on screen. But I'm not ready to die for real.
That's right. Kanai told us how you learned karate and became an actor.
So far, I've only gotten in supporting roles. But still, it's taken a lot of hard work.
I'm sure it has. Karate is more than just kicks and punches, right?
Yeah, it requires mental discipline too.
Then show me some of that mental discipline during the operation, okay? If a patient maintains a strong will, then his body will respond likewise. The rest is up to us. Trust me, you'll be back on the set in no time, ready to be a leading man.
I'll do my best.
The patient's condition has worsened. We need to figure out why.
You're right. Kanae must be so worried. Let's get him stabilized.
We are going to be operating on the same area we did last time. We need to review our treatment of his injuries from the last operation and find out what's wrong now. We'll determine how to proceed further during the operation itself. Now let's all do our best.
Yeah, since it's the same one, Marcus. Do if you're having trouble with the pools or what.
Alright, let's get started.
Let's find out why the patient's condition has deteriorated. Please disinfect the area and open him up.
Stick you. Stick you.
This can't be.
All the synthetic membranes we applied to seal the wound are gone.
Let's drain the blood. We can't.
There's no doubt that this injury is the source of the hemorrhaging.
The question is, why did it get so much worse? There must be another reason for this around here.
We'll have to investigate it again while reapplying the synthetic membranes.
Use the ultrasound. There's so much hemorrhage. An internal
So the reason why
hemorrhage.
is
This must be what caused his condition to worsen. Let's suture it before it hemorrhages. There may be other internal hemorrhages nearby as well. Let's find and treat them.
yep, it's a close one. Come on. So you will not be able to find this on the ultrasound in the last one, so I'm gonna wait. Yep, like we already did. Yeah, just making sure there's no more, so drain the blood.
The area's hemorrhaging again. Drain the blood and apply a synthetic membrane.
That's the first one. We're halfway done. This is the last. The hemorrhaging from the injured area has stopped, and his vitals are stabilizing.
I keep on missing the first because I'm too busy focusing. But yeah, once the membranes applied, the heart will stop fibrillating.
Please apply the antibiotic. The synthetic membranes have been affixed. We'll save the main treatment for another day and close them up for now.
Stick you again. Stick the bed. Stick the wound. Stick the wound again. And one more time.
Please close him up. Good work. We were able to determine the reason for his poor condition without complications, but we'll have to wait for him to get stronger before we can perform the rest of the treatment.
Hey, that was better than the last one. Still not gonna get a high grade. Because, oh, no way, I got everything. So I will be able to get one. B. That's one above C.
Are you sure this is the right way, Dr. Vaughn?
Hold on. We just turned onto 7th, so yeah, this is right. I think.
You have all the coronary arteries memorized, but you can't remember simple directions. It's nice of Kanai to treat us to dinner, but I wonder if we'll make it in time.
Well, I doubt we'll get another offer like this from her again. Dr. Vaughn, it seems kind of dark this way. This can't be right.
Yeah. I'll turn right at the next intersection. That should take us to...
You three, don't make a sound. If you want to live, then do as I say. Now, get inside that car.
We'll give you all our money if you just let us go.
Sorry, but it ain't your wallets we're after. Now hurry up and get in!
No! Someone help! Please!
Elena! Didn't I tell you to be quiet? What did you just do? These days, anesthesia can be administered via pen injectors. Pretty handy, wouldn't you say?
What do you want from us?
Let's save that for later, shall we? Sweet dreams.
Dr. Vaughn! Marcus!
Oh, well, kidnapped. We're gonna have to wait until the next episode to see what happens. So we see you guys then, and goodbye.